vulnerability. Can you explain vulnerability to me? Like what is your vulnerability? What is vulnerability to you? Why is it scary?
I think that I know you're talking about the surface level and the underlying fear. I know it's fear of abandonment beneath it.
Interesting.
It's fear of not being good enough, not being
Right.
good enough for who I am, and it's like when I put on a mask to protect
Mm,
myself, and it's like it gives me an excuse that if things that I do don't work out or I don't get the success that I would like, it's like in my mind I think, oh yeah, but I can excuse the fact that I didn't have a massive success because I was not fully myself.
right, right, right.
But at the same time, if I allow myself to be completely, and I am someone very authentic, but
You're
it's not that
very
I'm not
authentic.
authentic, it's just that I keep like I hold back a little bit. I
You
don't
hold back a bit of yourself.
exactly
Right.
because of that fear, but it doesn't mean that I'm not an authentic person, but it's just I know that it's like I need to be a leader and I need to show up and be strong and inspire
Mm,
people. And I feel like I don't allow myself to go in the deepest thoughts or my deepest fear because I'm afraid that people are not gonna see me as a role model anymore, if that makes sense.
makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. So you feel as if, and there's something that's happened in your past to make you feel abandoned, right?
Yeah.
There's something that's happened in your past to make you feel, and we won't go into that. We don't have to go into that. But there's something that's happened, and allow your mind to go into it in certain places. You may even find yourself dropping in and out of trance just as I talk, and your mind may go to answers. It may come up with questions, and allow those questions to just expand on themselves. And then you'll notice floods of information start to come in. So you have felt abandoned from previous situations. You potentially are holding yourself back because that is what you've done for a long time, right? So it's going to be very difficult for you to completely and fully let go and do something totally different. It's like you speaking to me you speak French, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like you speaking to me in French. You can, I can get bonjour. That's about it. Salut. That's all I know. Other than that, everything's going to go over my head because I do not speak that language. Now, even people who have spoken the language in the past, if they don't speak it for a very long time, you would agree that they could lose it, couldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Has there been a time for you, Annie, where you did show up fully, authentically as yourself with no barriers at all? You were just you. Has there been a time that you've done that?
Yeah.
Amazing. And do you mind explaining it? It's perfectly cool if you don't want to, but do you mind?
No, not at all. I mean, when I am on stage,
Amazing.
I remember of a time I was speaking at an event in Las Vegas. There were 5,000 people,
Wow.
and I was sharing my story, and I talked about my past, and I was just sharing my story and without a filter, and it felt so many, like people were making a line to come see me after and tell me that it changed their life. And I know that my story is powerful, but I don't know why, but I have a hard time to allow myself to go there. But I did it, so
Right.
I can't do it again.
So you can do it again, can't you? But you're struggling to go there again right now, aren't you? What's the struggle? What's the obstacle?
The struggle.
Yeah, the struggle. There you go.
I don't really know. That's the thing. It's like I do so much personal development, journaling, meditation. I work so hard on myself that it's hard for me to pinpoint because I know so much. But it's like there's a missing point. There's a missing piece of the puzzle that
Makes sense.
hopefully we'll find out.
It's maybe like one of your dogs has eaten the missing piece of the puzzle and you're looking for it, you're searching for it, and you just can't find it right now. But that piece of the puzzle is still there, isn't it? There's still a piece missing that needs to be filled.
Yeah, exactly.
So what would it be like if that piece was completely filled in and that puzzle was just done in front of you?
I would just be at peace.
At peace. You can see that in your body, that you would just be at peace, wouldn't you? What else? What else would happen? How else would you feel?
Relieved, free.
Relieved and free. And that's something you deserve, don't you?
Yeah.
And you can probably feel some emotion coming up from that, because there's something that you can see, you can feel it, and that's normal. That's perfect. That's your body saying, I want you to be peaceful and free. But the body's also saying, don't want to do it yet. I don't want to do it yet. The body doesn't want to let go yet, does it?
There's resistance, but it's coming up. But there's that filter again that is showing up.
You're perfectly safe.
The need of control, I think.
It is maybe a need of control, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is that need of control for you?
I don't know. I think that it's a mechanism of protection. If I protect myself, if I control things, my things cannot hurt me as much.
So it's like a protection mechanism, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
So why would your body want to let go of something that's protecting it?
Why you wouldn't?
Yeah, why would it let go of something if it's protecting it? It's like having a car coming towards me and me not wearing any protection and saying, yeah, I'll be able to take this car on. Doesn't make sense.
No.
The body's going to say, no, I want all the protection I can get. If I'm going to war, I'm taking ammo, I'm taking armor, I'm taking a helmet, I'm taking extra guns, I'm taking grenades, I'm taking the lot, because I want to be as protected as possible. Makes sense, doesn't it? But the body's feeling that resistance still, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's at the moment, it's as if the body doesn't want to let go. I'm not saying that's the case, because you do, don't you?
I do.
The body doesn't.
Yeah, it's like I can just tell what's in my mind, right? It's like I'm putting a filter right now. Like in my mind, there's things that are happening, and I just don't want to say it out loud. I don't know why.
Perfectly safe, Annie. Perfectly safe. This is perfectly normal. The emotion's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's struggling to come out.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry.
No, it's perfectly fine. You're perfectly safe. This is totally normal. I always make a joke of it. It's kind of my job to make people cry. It sounds harsh, but it helps.
It helps. It feels good to cry sometimes.
It does. Yeah, sometimes. Not all the time.
Yeah.
Amazing. Where is that emotion right now, Annie?
In my chest.
In the chest. What does it feel like?
It's warm.
Warm.
It's like, it's weird. I feel like heat
Mm.
in my chest and in my shoulders.
Mm.
Like I just want to wrap myself in a blanket and go cry.
Yeah. That's totally normal reaction, isn't it? Think about it. Think about it. When we're totally open, our posture's open, our heart is open. Our heart's open to everything.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're feeling that emotion, what happens? Our posture curls over to protect our own heart.
Mm-hmm.
Your body's trying to protect you. So of course it doesn't want to let go of something that it's used and benefited from for a long time. But there's got to be a day that finally goes and you're able to show up completely vulnerably with your heart open, with your chest open.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly safe.
It's like I have so much to say, but I feel like it's never enough. So I teach and I share what I believe that people want instead of speaking from my heart. And because it's like, I feel like it's never going to be enough.
And maybe it does feel that way. It doesn't mean it's true though, does it?
No, I know that.
You do know that, don't you?
Consciously.
Subconsciously, it hasn't caught on yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's painful as well.
Yeah.
It's time for it to go finally, isn't it?
Yeah.
What would have to happen in your mind or even in your body just to release a bit of that pain? Not all of it, because I don't want the body to think we're trying to get rid of something that's protecting it. What would have to happen?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about acceptance.
Acceptance of what?
Of me.
Of you.
Yeah. Of who I am. Without. Ooh, why is it so hard?
Perfectly safe.
I this.
Perfectly safe.
It's like I need to change to be enough. I need to control things to be enough. It's like I can't even imagine to fully accept who I am, because it's my body actually. Like, we're talking about like feeling in the body, but I've struggled with eating disorders since I was like 17, and like I'm good now, but it's like I'm healthy and I overcame that, but it's like it's in my mind every single day. It's like I fight against my body every day. And I mean, I teach people how to be confident and love themselves, and I've came a long way, and I've done so much too. I'm so much better than I used to, but sometimes I feel like a fraud, because I'm like, I still have those wounds inside. So who the are you to try to help other people?
You're Annie. That's who you are. Tough, isn't it? It's painful. You deserve to be free of that pain as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Why do you choose to hold on to it right now?
Because it's safe to hold on to pain, because it's known.
Sounds silly saying it out loud though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I teach that. That's the hard part.
That is the hard part.
I know it in my mind, but
You know it.
it's hard to really, truly release.
You know it in your mind.
Yeah,
You want to feel it in your body.
exactly.
You're doing absolutely perfect, Annie. Absolutely perfect. We're creating a memory right now. This is something that you'll never forget. I promise you that.
Perfect.
Amazing. Just allow yourself to continue to breathe through that. There you go. You're doing absolutely perfect. Because as you breathe through that, Annie, I just want to sort of go through something I heard a while ago. And it was a video of a snake. This snake is, and snakes in general, the way that they get their prey is they first wrap around it and strangle it, restrict it, and take the oxygen out of it, and then they eat it. That's how they get their prey. And this snake was so adamant that this saw, hand saw, was its prey. So it wrapped itself around this saw, continued to wrap and just squeeze tighter, and it felt pain. So immediately what happens when we feel pain, we get scared and we squeeze tighter because we want to hold on to what we were. We want to win this fight, don't we? This fight in our mind, we want to win that fight. And the tighter this snake gripped onto this saw tighter, and maybe you can even feel your body gripping tighter now, gripping tighter, because the tighter it grips, the more tension. Eventually that snake just ripped itself in half, and that snake was no more. Do we have to wrap ourselves around this saw? Or can we just allow ourselves to release it? There you go. Because when we choose to release it, even though the unknown may be scary, the unknown is a place where miracles can also happen. I know for a fact you've seen those miracles happen. We've spoken about them.
Seen them a lot.
And you know they can come from different places. Maybe from your selenite lamp. I don't know where they're going to come from. But when they do come, you'll be able to notice them. You'll be able to allow them in, even if the unknown is right there in front of you. Where's that feeling, Annie? Where is it right now?
It's lighter.
Feels a little bit lighter, doesn't it? It's not gone though, is it?
It's in my throat now.
There we go. We're starting to move.
Yeah.
It's maybe as if it's trying to say something.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Yeah.
And even in the silence, you can maybe feel the intensity of the silence. Probably for the first time for a very long time, the intensity.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. It's a fight, it's a struggle. It's like a tug of war, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which team do you want to win, Annie?
Annie's team.
Annie's team, right. Notice that on either side of this tug of war, there's 5 people. As soon as you, Annie, get behind one of those teams, you add more force, you add more strength, you have more courage to win that battle. Maybe that final puzzle piece that you've been needing is that release of emotion. Perhaps when that's gone, you'll find that puzzle piece under the sofa or the couch if you're in America.
Yeah.
You're perfectly safe. You're doing absolutely perfect, Annie. time for you to let it go, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's time for you to transform. Because when you do transform, your life will be everything that you wished. Everything that you wished ever since you were a little girl. Everything you ever wanted. Most importantly, that peace of mind will be yours. That self-love is yours. There you go. If that resistance comes up, I want you to face that resistance. I want you to push it down. You're a warrior, Annie. Face that resistance. Be the resistance. Overcome the resistance. Find that missing puzzle piece. Doing perfect. And even if I stay silent for a moment, just allow whatever needs to happen, happen. There you go. There you go. You're doing absolutely perfect. And as you let this happen, keep your focus and intention inside. Let your subconscious listen to my voice. There you go. Because I'm not telling you to 100% fully and completely love every inch, muscle, nerve, and fiber of your body now. But what I am telling you to do is understand that you can put a frog into boiling water and it will jump out straight away because the environment change is so dramatic. But what does happen when you put a frog in cold water, you can slowly turn up that temperature and it will adapt to its environment. But if it stays in the heat for too long, eventually it will boil over. Your life, your situations, they're dependent on your environment. But most importantly, your perspective of the environment. When I say environment, I really mean what's going on the inside. Because when you finally let that all go, you'll feel that urge and sense of peace, complete peace, complete peace, complete self-love. Because as we do it slowly, we're not going from one extreme to another. It's a process. Just like ice. From water to turn to ice. There's no such thing as an instant freeze. put it in the freezer, and you allow the time for you to change from boiling water to cold water and eventually to ice. And not in a negative way, in a way that's quite empowering. If you've ever sat in a car that's got black seats in the sun, they're very hot. And any outside noises, they can just relax you even more, oddly enough. It's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. Anything that's going on outside is as if it's just a distant noise, distant feeling. And it's as if your mind is only focused on the sound of my voice now, as you feel yourself swaying, drifting into that trance state. You'll stay perfectly planted and safe on your seat. Perfectly safe. There you go. Completely and fully relaxed. There you go. And it's as if the process is happening now, isn't it? From water to ice. From extreme heat to a nice, cool and calm temperature. And as that happens, your mind may begin to wander. And as your mind wanders, Annie, you may wonder where you can go to next. As you focus on the sound of my voice, as you allow yourself to go with the flow, there you go. You can feel that shift beginning to happen. It's as if you have that urge to show up so completely, authentically, that resistance that was a huge wall in the middle of the road is now just a minor pothole or a bump. It is, isn't it? And that wall doesn't even have to make any sense. It doesn't even matter why the wall was there. But can you thank your past self, Annie, for actually protecting you? Even though it didn't know what it was doing. It's like when a kid picks up an animal for the first time. They hug it so tightly because they truly, truly love that animal. But they don't realize the tighter they hug, the more it restricts the animal. They're just doing it from pure love. Can you be that child, Annie? And look at every area in your life that comes to mind where you felt pain in the past. And just hug yourself like that obnoxious child hugs that little bunny rabbit for the first time. Embracing it with tears of joy that they've finally been given the gift of a bunny rabbit. months of asking, they finally got that bunny rabbit. Because no one's perfect. But damn sure we can all show up authentically as our imperfect selves. Because in my opinion, what really is perfect is someone who is imperfect, who admits that. You'll forever grow this ability of self-love stronger and stronger every day. You'll have an urge to hug yourself from the inside. And if you want to do it from the outside, so be it. Just like a child hugging that rabbit for the first time. Because there's a part of you right now that knows about the other part that needs that love. The other part needs you, Annie. It needs you to show up. It needs you to say everything is going to be okay. Accept that. Accept it. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Because as you begin to show up so much more authentically, with true levels of confidence in yourself, in your ability to just be a human being, despite what you do, despite how other people see you, but just to show up as your true, authentic human self. As you allow yourself to do that, every time you do it is a win. And it's like you'll get a rush of adrenaline, of serotonin, of dopamine, every time you show up as your true, authentic self. And that rush will be so overwhelming that you can't stop yourself from smiling. Probably can't stop yourself from laughing. Realizing, why did I not do this earlier? I deserve this. I'm authentic. And the more you try and hide that smile and laughter, whenever you show up that way, the more you'll just radiate out that energy and you won't be able to hold it back. People will ask you, what's so funny? Why are you so happy? And you're just like, because I'm alive. I'm here. I'm human. I'm Annie. I'm Annie. That's why I'm so happy. That's why life's so funny. I deserve this life. I deserve to be who I am. Because despite Annie's imperfections, Annie is perfectly imperfect. She can accept that, can't she? Feels good, doesn't it? Imagine if your day started like this every day. It's a thought, isn't it? Imagine if you could hug yourself from the inside every day, just like this, just like you're doing now. And it would be like a trigger that just happens. But when you wake up in the morning, Annie, whether it's my voice in your mind, or it's that child hugging that bunny, or it's you hugging yourself, you'll feel that shoot of dopamine. That shot of serotonin, bringing such an obnoxious smile to your face that no matter and despite everything you've been through, despite what has happened to you, despite all those struggles you've been through, Annie, you can now show up authentically. And your subconscious accepts that now, doesn't it? There we go. And just because you don't reminisce on the past doesn't mean you haven't overcome it. You won't forget what you've been through. But you can release the emotion. And I want to check that with you. That emotion that came up earlier, can you allow yourself to even go back there? There we go. There we go. I want you to notice what's going on in your mind. Where's that heat?
I don't feel like earlier.
What does it feel like?
I feel like I can think about it, but I can't feel it.
It's powerful, isn't it? Do you know what you've just done today, Annie?
Released.
You've taken wisdom, you've released it. Just like one of my favorite philosophers, Alan Watts. People like Wayne Dyer. They'll always remind you that wisdom is taking a lesson, remembering what happened, and releasing the emotion. Maybe you've already got that lesson. Because that emotion is gone. And you can, Annie, fully and completely show up authentically now, can't you? Nothing will get in your way. Nothing will get in your way. Because you are worthy. You are love. You are compassion. You are your true self, here, now. This version of you is you. Is the real Annie. The raw, the authentic, the true Annie. Because after this session, you'll have an urge to write down who you are, the true self, how you feel, how you breathe, your posture. There you go. Nothing will stop you from being you. Your light is bright and will continue to shine. When obstacles come up, because they're inevitable obstacles, you face them head on. You push back down that resistance. And you gain that control again. Because the old self wanted to take control and go back to what it knew. The new self takes control, allowing you to feel love. That's your control that you've got back. So if you didn't have the control, you can't change the channel on the TV, can you? So it makes sense to have the beat up controller over none. Whereas now you have a new, clean, brand new batteries. This new controller is your self-love, is your gratitude, is your authenticity. Because there's only 3 buttons on this controller. Self-love, gratitude, and authenticity. And I want you to sit with that for as long as you need to, Annie. Do whatever you need to do. And when you feel ready, when you know that shift has happened, only when you know that shift has happened, your eyes will open. You'll feel the best you've ever felt. And this will only grow stronger every single day. Every day you wake up. Every day you work out. Every day you help. Every day you make videos. Every day you do lives. Every day you change people's lives. You're changing your own in the same time. Take as long as you need.
Feel good.
Feeling good.
Yes.
What's going on in your chest and your throat?
Feel good.
What's there still?
Hmm?
What's there still?
What?
What's there still? What's in your throat?
Yeah, it was in my throat, but now I don't feel. I feel good now.
Yeah. Just shake your shoulders out a sec. Just take a breath in. Just do that lion's breath out. Just authentically showing up as yourself. Every day. I'm going to stop that recording and we'll just have a chat. Right?
There's nothing.
Yeah. I was just going to say, so Annie was just sharing, as you can tell where the clip cuts off, I knew something wasn't out, and that's why I was trying to encourage it. And that's why we stopped the recording, just so we could get it out. Because some stuff we don't want to share online, and I don't care how vulnerable someone wants to be. There's things that I don't want online. Like I'm open with most things. There's things that I don't want online, and that's very understandable. I want you to know that. But what were you just explained about the first round of things coming out?
It's the guilt. I felt like guilt, even like in hypnosis. Like the whole point of the process was to remove the filter, and I felt like even in the deep state there was a filter like that we could express as being resistance, but it was like, and it's funny because the second round we did together, it's not somewhere I'm afraid of talking, or like it's not something like the memory that spark is when my sister like left my house when I was 5 years old,
Mm-hmm.
5 years old. And it's not it's something I talk about, but I don't know why that was not allowing myself to feel the feeling. That was not the fear of what would come up, but more of, yeah, the
How it would feel.
yeah, or just like allow myself to be seen as a, I felt like so
I could see it.
like a child, so scared, so like afraid, so hurt, and it's hard for me to share that and let
It
that people,
is.
yeah.
It is. But now anyone watching can see Annie. That's not in your throat anymore, is it?
No, it's not.
But when you first came back round, I could still see there was that filter was put on.
Mm-hmm.
Filter's not
Yeah.
there anymore. You authentically show up as yourself every single day. The work doesn't all happen in this session. The work happens after this session. Days, weeks, months, years on end. And there was a quote that I heard once: if anything good happens within 5 miles of a hypnotist, they'll always take the credit. It's a process, right?
Yeah.
You know that better than anyone else. I don't even need to say that. You know this, but anyone listening, the work has it when you face it, it's difficult. It's very, very, very difficult. But healing is really feeling. Once you feel it, you can start to heal it.
Yeah.
And things start to change.
Yeah. The hardest part is to become aware of the, sometimes you reject so much that you're not even aware that there's things that needs to be.
100%.
But it feels good now. I feel like, whew.
Yeah.
For those that are watching, it's scary to face those fears and those emotions, but the fear, like running away from those emotions, is a lot more painful than facing them once. So if anyone can take something from me today.
But that's very true, isn't it? Like running away is like on a pain scale of 5, but it's a constant 5. Facing them is a 12 and probably up to a 20 out of 10 for a brief period of time, potentially for that whole hour.
Yeah.
But now what's there? Peace.
Exactly.
Calm. You deserve it, Annie. You've got this, and I really look forward to. I want you to drop me a message as well. Let me know how you're feeling in the next couple of days, next week or something like that as well.
Thank you so much. That was profound.
That's my pleasure.